Hi, today is March 29, Saturday. Now, on the 27th, we had a meeting with MOTEC, the departments that in charge of the MM2H programs. Now, during the meetings, we were informed that there will be certain changes in April, start from April, for those who intend to apply the MM2H program for the Special Economic Zone in Johor. Now, listen very, very carefully because this will affect your decision-making process. Now, the screen behind me is actually show what was told during the meeting. Now, let me share with you the screen here. Okay, now, number one is that the FD that you have to place in your bank in Malaysia. Okay, now, we were told that it is encourage you to put your FD in Malaysian ringgit. Now, I'm not sure if this is compulsory or not, but the original word used in the spreadsheet is actually digalakan, a Malay word which means encourage. So whether it has legal standings or not, this is subject to the government definitions. But as for me, I believe it will just encouragement. It is not a compulsory. Now that will depend on how the wordings in your approval letter. So far, until March, okay, now the wording used in the approval letter is you can place either in US dollar or in Malaysian ringgit. So in the spreadsheet, it says it encourage everyone to put it in the Malaysian ringgit. So for those who obtain their approval letter in April, we'll see. Okay, now, number two, for those special economic zones, all right, there's nothing to do with a silver, gold, or platinum program, just the special economic zone, or we call it SEZ. Now, in the process of applications and before visa endorsement, they may involve the Royal Malaysian Police to interview you. Now, the interview process will be randomly picked. All right, not everyone will have the interview done. It is just a random pick by the police. So this is another very, very important update, a very special criteria for those applying the SEZ, because SEZ category is way more cheaper than the rest of the categories. Now, number three, it is the resume. Now, the husband and wife, right? If you are applying for the SEZ categories under husband and wife, both of you have to submit a resume, a comprehensive resume about your educations, about your working experience, your working background. This is a must. Now, last year, before November 2024, now this criteria is not in the applications process, but right now, it will be one of the main criteria, your resume. And you must state very clearly your working experience, your income during your stint with your previous companies. Right now, if you are retired, okay, you have to submit personal declarations, and also you still have to write down your previous working experience with the income. Now, during the meeting, we were not told if you have to submit your bank statements or your income statement from your previous company. It is just that a resume that states your previous working experience with your approximate income, whether it is a monthly income or the annual income. Now, that will do. Number four, purchase of property. Now, this is one of the major change for the SEZ categories. Listen very carefully. Now, starting from April, once your application is approved, you will have to buy a property in Forest City. All right, this is only Forest City before your visa will be endorsed. Now, this is a change of sequence of visa endorsement. Now, last year or even before March, the sequence is that you apply, you got your applications approved, and then you get your visa endorsed. Only after the 3 steps, you have 1 year. You are given 1 year periods to buy a property. Now, the sequence has been changed from first you apply, then your application will be approved, and you have to buy a property in Forest City before your visa will be endorsed on your passport. Now, this sequence change will affect a lot of people. Now, you must take note on these changes. And once you purchase your property, you have to register your property with the IMFCJ, which stands for Invest Malaysia Facilitation Center, Johor, in Forest City. Now, there is an office in Forest City that you have to register with them. Those are the very critical changes for those who intend to apply the Special Economic Zones MM2H programs. Okay, now for those who have applied or those people who have approval granted to you, what happened to this batch of people? Now, there are 2 scenarios here. Now, number 1, if you have applied but you have not been approved for your applications, now what you can do is that ask your agents to write a letter to the OSC, which stands for a one-stop center, telling them you would like to change your category if that is what you want. Now, what happened to those people who have applied the special economic zones but your application have not been approved? Okay. Now, or the second category, what happened to those who have get your applications approved? What you can do is that if your application have not been approved, you can ask your agents to write a letter to the OSC telling them you would like to change your category from SEZ to silver or gold or platinum. Okay, you can do so. Now, for those whose applications has been approved, what you can do now is to ask your agents to write a letter to the OSC asking them to terminate your approved letter, and then write another letter to ask them to change your categories from SEZ to whatever categories that you wish. Now, this is very important. If you would like to do so, do it quick because the whole process may take time. But remember, this is only applied to those who have applied the SEZ and your approval is in April or onwards. Now, for those who have been approved before April, you still have 1 year to buy a property in Forest City only. For the rest of the area in the JSSEZ, now that will depend on future announcement. At this time, it's only applied to Forest City. All right, if you'd like to know more, contact me, and please click like, subscribe, and leave your comments below so that I can explain to you in detail. Okay, I'll see you next time.